Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly Jones Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute little earrings. I've put a list in the description below of everything you'll need to make these, along with all the usual links. We've got Facebook, Instagram and Etsy, where I sell all my written tutorials if anyone's interested in those. To make these earrings you'll need 0.8mm wire, that's 20 gauge, and I've cut 6 lengths at 7 inches, that's 18 centimetres. You need 0.315mm weaving wire, which is 28 gauge. You'll need about 300 centimetres. I've wound mine onto a bobbin. If you don't have a bobbin, then that's fine, just cut lengths as you go. This is a Bobby's bobbin by Beadsmith, just stops the wire from flailing about. You'll need a little teardrop cabochon, and you can use round ones if you want to for this design. These are flat backed little teardrops, and mine are 12mm by 8 on the widest part there. I've got 2 jump rings, mine are 8mm outside measurement, and I've got 2 ear wires. Tools, I've got my pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters and nylon pliers. If you don't have nylon pliers, don't worry, I just like to have these handy. All my tools are Tronex at the moment. I've put a list in the description below of everything I'm using and all of the tools if any of you are interested in having a look. So take 3 of your 6 wires. I'm working in silver today, but you can work in any material you want, round or square wire. Put your thumb in the centre point, and we're going to start just to the left of your thumb there. So take your weaving wire. We're going to start with 3 wraps around the bottom wire. And then we'll wrap once around the bottom 2 wires. Bring the wire up between those 2 wires. And we'll go over the top, so we've gone over the top 2 wires. So that's our repeat. Wrap once around the bottom 2, once around the top 2. So I've done 8 repeats of that weave. Then I've wrapped once around the bottom 2 wires. And I'll finish with 3 wraps around the bottom wire. Press your weave together to keep it nice and tidy. And then we'll cut the weaving wire at both ends. And flatten down any sharp bits with your pliers. So take your other 3 wires and do the same thing, so we've got 2 the same. So I find with earrings it's best to make the 2 together as you go. If we do them both at the same time, they're more likely to match up. That's the theory. So take one of these, make sure it's nice and central still. It will slide along a little if you need it to. Take your pliers. I'm going to grip it to the right of the centre point. I'm going to put a bend in that. The bend needs to be the angle of your stone, hopefully. So move to a flat surface. Put your stone into the shape of the wire. And then holding it there, we'll pull the wires around the stone. Keep pushing the stone down. We'll leave a little gap above the stone there. And then we'll just pinch those wires in at the top like that. So we've got this shape, and your stone sits in the bottom there. So take your weaving wire, and we're going to wrap around the whole thing. Five times, and then 3 times around a back wire, just to hold it all securely in place. And then this wire, I'm just going to go around the wires on the single side 3 times. To pop your stone in place and separate your side wires. And we'll turn to the back, holding the stone down the best you can. We're going to just grip that back wire, and we're going to bend it over the stone a little. We'll do that on both sides. Turn back to the front. And we're going to just gently turn those front wires a little. Just to hold the stone in place. Just giving it a little squeeze around the wires. Give the top a little squeeze as well. So we just need to do a little weave, and then we can jump back and do the same to the other one. So take the front 2 wires on both sides and pull them over. I'm going to work just across the back 2 wires. So we go over the 2 wires, come up between, over the top wire, under the bottom wire and around the bottom wire. And that's our repeat. So we go around the 2 wires, come up between, around the top one, around the bottom wire, and repeat. So I've done about 2 centimetres of that weave, and we'll finish with 3 wraps around a single wire. And we'll leave a small length still attached on there, about 6 inches, 15 centimetres, and then we'll take the rest of the weaving wire and we'll go and jump back to the other one so we can catch up, do everything the same as we've done already to get to the same place we have with the other one. So I've done the same to the other one, so now we have two the same. So we'll shape this top bail section next, bending it in, scooping it over, and around to the back, and then where it meets at the back, I'm going to bend those wires out so that it meets nice and flush. And then we're going to wrap those wires around the whole thing. I'm going to pull it quite nice and tight so that it meets nice and tightly there. And then we'll wrap around a single wire 3 times to secure that. Secure those wraps. Cut that weaving wire. So we need to do that to the other one as well. So turn to the back. We're going to cut off these 2 wires. And we're going to curl them with round nose pliers just to get them out the way. Finish them off. Because these are earrings, you need to make sure that you close your curls so they don't snag on anything. Do the same for the other one. So that's what we have so far, they're both the same. So looking at your front 2 wires, I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to bend it to go down. The opposite wire, I want to take it around I'm going to bring it to come up. So I'm going to take a 3mm bead. I'm going to pop it on that wire so it sits in the middle. So next this wire, I'm going to scoop up to follow this one. And then this wire on this side is going to come down and around to follow this one. So we'll stop here and just get that shape on the other one, and we want it to go the opposite way. So looking at the front of this one, this front wire here is going to come down and the other one is going to come down and go around. And then this one comes down to follow this one, and this one scoops up to follow this one. And we need to put a bead on that there so it sits in the middle. So the two shapes twirl in opposite directions, and we've got a little 3mm bead in the middle there. So I'm going to hold the shape at the front here. We'll wrap these wires around those side wires there. Then I'm going to wiggle them all the way through. Then I'm going to do the same for the top. Posting them around the bail, and then I'm going to wiggle those through as well. So I'm going to cut both of these wires and finish them off around the top there. Pressing them around the bail and squeezing them in place with pliers. And the bottom wires here, I'm going to keep the bottom wire. I'm going to turn that into a little curl. But the top wire, I'm going to take around to the back and cut that wire off and press that around the back with pliers too. So now we need to catch up with this one, matching up the shapes on this one as we go. So I'm going to wrap these two around the bottom and these two around the bail. Just need to curl those last wires now. So just curling it around. Do the same with the other one. Now we need jump rings and ear wires. And there we have it, finished. Hope you find this tutorial easy to follow, and I will see you all in the next video.